So welcome to the white carpet here on Joy News on Multi TV. It's a beautiful day, and I know you are. If you're not watching us, you obviously will be somewhere out there having a blast tonight. We welcome, so welcome. Tonight, we are still recounting some very interesting issues that happened during the year 2014. Here, we are in 2015, but of course, we need to, see where we're coming from in the industry and know where we are going. Today we have our panelist and a third person. I know you miss him very much. He's joining us tonight to talk all the issues that happened. For instance, we had the okay, my director is starting a lot. Tell them we have a surprise for you today. I'm not revealing the surprise yet, but if you want to be part of the surprise, then of course keep this number and keep your comments, your opinions. What do you think was the biggest event for you, and what do you make of that event? Share with us here via our WhatsApp number. The number is 0267 844 Just keep typing, keep it coming through. And those of you who had your hampers last week, let me hear from you. In a moment, we come your way with lots of issues in the entertainment industry. Stay with us. My name is Gladys Osei Oredu. Right, so if you have just joined us, we're still on the white carpet here on Joy News on Multi TV. Let me quickly tell you about some of the issues that's been happening around us, around town, what's in vogue right here. Okay, so let me take you from what has actually been happening around us. So, Kwakese, he just returned from the police custody, and he's already in the studio, keeping himself very busy for 2015. Of course, he shared his plans with us for 2014, and he seemed to have missed out on those plans, quite a deal of it, a great deal of it. And so he's not lost it all. Right after he's released, he comes back and he hits it straight into studio with DJ D Black already, and that tune I know is going to be very hot, sought after. So let's get a picture of Kwakese, doing it with D Black in the studio somewhere. They won't reveal exactly where, but you can watch out for that track eventually when it drops. This is just a gossip we're giving you right here on the white carpet. It's very exclusive, right? So watch out for Kwakese very soon on the white carpet, sharing with us his plans for 2015, what he missed in 2014, what he will do, how big he's going to make that look here in 2015. Of course, do you also know that Asamoah Gyan says that he's putting his music career on hold till he retires from football? Let me share that story with you here on the white carpet now. You are my baby. I wanna see you smiling, see you laughing.
Gyan first became famous for his music in the lead up to the 2010 World Cup with the release of the hit song African Girls. In collaboration with Castro, the duo released another hit collaboration soon after, titled Do the Dance, before recently releasing yet another hit song, Odopa, alongside Kofi Kengata. But the striker says he's taking an extensive break from his music career after his friend Castro went missing last July. He says, sometimes at my leisure time, I try to write something. I've got passion for it, despite what happened to our friend Castro. Gyan says he feels like staying out of music a bit, maybe until the end of his career. He's quoted as saying, after football, I'll try to do something with my music. Asamoah Gyan said he has been very down since the disappearance of his friend Castro, and says, if I had to do any collaboration, it had to be just Castro. And now that Castro is not around, I don't think there is a need to do it. Gyan is currently with the Ghana national team in Spain, preparing for the upcoming 2015 African Cup of Nations.
So that is Asamoah Gyan, who says that he is putting his music career on hold till perhaps when Castro is back or when he's retired from football. Right, we wish him well, and we really do sympathize with him. Gyan, take it easy. We really will miss you, your rap, especially Asamoah Gyan, Baby Jet. Ghana Mama who affair. We will miss you. We'll look forward. We keep our fingers crossed and look forward to eventually when you decide to hit back at the music industry. Let's also quickly take a look at Abena Apia, Miss Ghana Universe 2014, who is currently in Atlanta in the United States of America, contesting for the Miss World Universe pageant, and she has been sharing some photos with us on Instagram and online for us to have an idea how it's going for her. She really is bracing herself up for the crown, and we really trust she'll be able to come home with a crown. So that there you have her with Abena Apia, with some of the contestants and officials of the Miss World Universe 2014. It's happening on the 25th of January 2015. So those you seen in your image is Abena Apia, you know, in shorts, getting ready. So she says she's going to make Ghana very proud, very, very proud, and we going all out in support with her. So Abena, all to you. Just make sure you get Ghana the crown, come back with it. Let me also tell you about what exactly is happening in terms of fashion. Well, so we hit town last night where OJ Black was organizing a party, and we came across this fashionable lady. I just can't wait to share with you. Just take a watch.
It was a networking event as friends, family and industry players gathered to celebrate OJ Black. Patrons showed up in various fashion trends. Most of them were conventional, the sort of thing you see at every party. There was, however, one lady who showed up in a towel wrap around her with a sponge around her neck. Naturally, tongue started wagging. Had she lost her clothes? Was it a fashion statement or the start of the next big fashion trend? I couldn't resist. I just had to ask the lady who gave her name as Sharifa why she showed up like that.
100 a towel you're going to buy?
Okay, I work with Flow Multimedia, and we have a show called iSocial TV. It's shown on GH1 TV Saturdays 3 p.m. and then I repeat on Sunday. My crew actually dared me to come here like this looking for a bathroom. So yeah, I'm proving them wrong.
So is there a prize at stake or something?
Not just something we do for charity, but it was just a dare. They just dared me to do it, and I'm just doing it. It's fun.
Thankfully, it's not a new trend, and I don't have to go out and get new towels. Something new, though, is OJ Black's name. The musician says he has officially changed his brand name from Oracle to Fetish Priest. How do you like that?
You're welcome back. If you have just joined us, tell us about what you're doing tonight. And of course, we're also reviewing some of the issues, very interesting issues that happened the year 2014. So you can join us with your comments, your questions, your opinions through our WhatsApp number. The number again is 0267 844 Share with us what you doing tonight. I don't know anywhere to go to. Tell me, let me join you. Not that I don't know where to go to, but I need company, so you tell me and I'll join you right there. Right, so to go straight into business, I have been joined on the white carpet by your regular critic, Bertrand Nana Texan, and the man who handled you with so much love, so much care, the only man with his English name as his. Is it his surname? I wish I knew how to arrange that name well. I like the vocabulary to really describe that name. I'm talking about Ni Akrofi Smart Abe. Hi, Ni.
Hello, Gladys. What's up?
I keep forgetting. 2015, I promised myself not to even try and be disappointed.
Oh, really?
Former Rasta, once a Rasta, always a Rasta. How's the mini Rasta doing? Yeah, I call it the mini Rasta.
I forgot to shave.
Oh, don't worry, I'll sort you out. I'll fix you some blade.
Really? I'll be fine. Man.
Which kind of blade do you use?
Razor.
Okay, so I believe you had a great week.
Not too good, but you know, the Hamatan is killing.
Really?
Yeah,
when Hamatan is not there to you ask questions.
No, I don't. Maybe this one.
Isn't it amazing? When the weather is not coming, we talk about climate change. When it comes today, you're complaining.
No, but this one is not like your cool weather. This is dry. You know, there's a difference, you know.
It is, how would you call that?
It's hazy. Yeah, you know.
And it falls under which season?
It's dusty.
Dry,
It falls under which season?
It's a dry season.
It falls under which season?
Cool, dry season. Oh, you mean what season? Harmattan season.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
Whichever way is harmattan.
so you're saying we're complaining as though.
So which one is your own?
I don't even know.
No, your own. That's you're asking us questions.
Like your problem.
I wish you could define yourselves first, then you ask me that question, then I'll tell you something.
Okay, which is your favorite weather?
Which one was your biggest event in 2014?
Ochame Kwame Versatile Show.
I missed that one.
You missed that one. So which
Yeah.
one was yours?
Okay, for me, I think it was Women on Fire, Uncle Bo's play.
You've been biased.
No, not being biased.
Let me say that one, and you say something
Oh,
else.
no, but you asked me, so I have to say.
Maybe they
what
don't
was my
know, so
biggest.
they are just wondering why is Gladys saying Nee is being biased.
Oh, really? No, listen, I'm not being biased. I'll tell you the truth.
It's like somebody will ask her, what's your favorite show?
And she
says
said
the white carpet.
Yeah.
Obviously, which one would you expect me to say? If he tells us Women on Fire and Claybo, of course I would say.
So I was actually saying, assuming, you know, you didn't ask him first.
Yeah.
And you were asked, what's your favorite show?
And I
What
say
would you
the
have
white
said?
carpet.
Would you have said the white carpet?
The event is not sure,
No,
actually.
I'm asking your favorite show on TV.
Obviously, it's the white carpet. If it's not the white carpet, I mean, what would you want to turn yourself with something else when there's a white carpet? No. But which other show do we have on TV?
Oh,
The white carpet.
and the rest.
And the rest,
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So me too. That was my favorite event, or my most memorable event, because that was the one I
That's the
got
only
a chance to attend.
That is the only one he was able to attend, actually, to tell the truth.
But me, why?
Because I was here. When that one happened, I was actually on leave, so small leave, so I was able to
He
go.
took advantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pathetic.
And then Chaliwate Street Festival.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chaliwate. Okay.
Street Art Festival.
Is that different from Sabulai Radio?
Yeah, Sabulai was just in December. Chaliwate was in August, I think.
Okay.
I went for Sabulai. It was cool.
Okay.
Just I couldn't stay for long because I was really tired.
Okay.
Before I
I
got
see.
there.
I mean, you were tired, or the people were crazy people you couldn't keep up.
Oh, Nana. Nana, thanks.
All right, so the Versatile Show, let's talk about the Versatile Show.
Yeah.
What made it the biggest event for you?
Gladdy, this show is some show you can't even, or you don't know where to start describing it.
Yeah.
You know, it just when you think you figure out what the show is going to be about, they bring in new surprises and all that. And right from the beginning, the timing was excellent. You know, the number of let's say artists on the stage for the first show was brilliant, you know, and you can't imagine how this gentleman was able to assemble all these stars together, you know, to support him, and it was marvelous. So if you look at things that make up a successful event, the ingredients, it had them all. The attendance was great, the support, you know, sponsorship, and then the show proper was great. It had beautiful women. There were club scenes. You know, there was booze.
You sat at the front row.
You know, and good thing is I had to indulge in that debauchery because just a few days after I became born again, so I enjoyed it.
Okay, today is not Jesus. It's
No,
not Jesus.
it's
Today is a lion.
No, Jesus' roots, tribe of Judah.
Well, I wasn't at Achame's Versatile, but I mean, I watched the footage when you guys brought it, and I loved what I saw. And plus, I loved the reviews were great as well. To the extent that he had to do a repeat show in December, I think it was great. And of course, before even the event, you had interviewed him. I watched the interview. I saw snippets of the rehearsals the guys were having. I mean, with guys like Echo Smith, Asante, Ajetianan, you can't go wrong.
True.
And finally, the event takes off. And I was even blown away by the fact that they had this, is it LED screen behind them, which was adding color and flavor to everything that was happening on stage. It was really beautiful. So even though I missed it by being there, but not being there physically, at least what I saw and the reviews, made me really wish I had extra time on my hands. I would have actually.
To quickly add to that, there was this magic, scene.
Yeah, Von Kujovi.
Yeah, Von Kujovi. Yes, I didn't know he was still in town.
Myself, I didn't know. So when I heard he was on the show, I was like, really?
Wow.
All right, so we have Francis joining us also very soon. So last week we missed him. We left his seat empty till Becky sat in that seat. Fortunately today he's here, so he will join us very soon. Just watch out for him and type your questions. Ask him why he wasn't here last week, because he really had to be here. We did a roll call, he wasn't here. Okay, so versatile show, Women on Fire. What about Women on Fire?
Well, for me, the whole thing about...
You have narrated the whole thing. What about Women on Fire?
Yeah, what made
that intrigued you?
Exactly, that's what you asked me the question. I've not even answered. No, you have started doing this thing.
She's mischievous, that's why.
I mean, how? Okay. What intrigued me was, one, the fact that for once, the story wasn't solely based on, Klebo likes to tell love stories a lot. This time, it wasn't really a love story through and through. There was a bit of love in there. It was something else, something you could always relate with. It was set in a market.
Is it because you already familiar with at least a part of the story within that story? Where the boss, would in real life AMA boss?
The mayor.
Yeah, the mayor.
Oh no! Oh, the mayor even it was something later.
The journalist arrested by the mayor.
Oh, that one it just brought back memories. But it was what the market women did, and the fact that it was set in a market, and it was something about women empowerment.
Okay.
And to see women empowerment being portrayed in a different light.
Yeah.
This time, usually when we talk about women empowerment and film people try to do, they take career ladies and all and try to use them. This time they were using market women. People we see every day, but we really don't.
Pay attention.
Exactly.
These are breadwinners.
Exactly. They run our economy also, as one of the characters said in the production. So that was what made it stand out. Plus the type of characters they had. There was a wide range of characters, and to think that you'd have real life career people playing market women and making it so believable that you see them and you look at it. There was this character, Ifia. At the end of the production, everybody loved her because of the English she spoke and the way she butchered the English. It was so lovely. I mean,
and in real life, she can speak better.
She's an architect in real life. And she's on stage and she's giving direction and she say, you get to the junction, you take left. Meanwhile, she's talking about right.
I see. I see. Well, but let me quickly also make this announcement. Are you aware National Theatre is shutting down for maintenance work?
Oh, thank God.
Why?
It's overdue.
It's overdue.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the National Theatre, that is where the Versatile Show happened. Ochiambe Kwame doing the Versatile Show at the National Theatre. So I'm asking myself, so within the 2 days whilst the National Theatre is shut down, how no shows, I mean, and it's weekend, is it that they are taking advantage of the week because it's January and there aren't many shows in January, so they are taking advantage of that, or it really had to happen, so some people have to bear the cost of it? I'm just trying to so we'll be talking about that. We'll be finding out what the implications are when the National Theatre is actually shut down for just from the statement I read, it's just about 2 days. We'll delve a bit into that. We'll poke and see if our panelists have an in-depth knowledge about the closure for the duration. In a moment, Francis also joins the discussion. We are back in the studio to find him. You're welcome back. Francis has just joined us. Hi, Francis. Happy New Year. Ni hao.
Because Smart is in the studio.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Smart brings out ni hao.
Ni hao.
Is it because of my Chinese eyes?
I think so.
Does he have anything Chinese?
Yeah, he's dressed in crab.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Chinese neck. Yeah. Francis, we've been talking. What was your biggest event in 2014?
A few of them, but one of the biggest was the Bukom Banku and Haiti Palace. It was meant to be sports, but it ended up to be more of showbiz, entertainment. Yeah. And it was very well done in terms of the hype that preceded the fight. Okay. But the fight didn't happen. I mean, Haiti Palace he didn't come to the party. But in terms of the hype and the razzmatazz, you know, that preceded the boxing match, I thought was a big one in the year. Okay. Yeah, amongst others.
Okay, so we quickly want to say a happy new year to Francis. Okay, I thought it was being brought. Could you please give me Francis's hamper? Just feel free, bring it. Feel free, bring it. Yes, we need to give it to him. So thank you very much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Last week we had a party here. Happy New Year. Happy Last week we had we had it here. So
the
today
viewers will say
they're taking theirs too.
It's solid.
Don't worry.
You can always trust. You can always trust. Francis will give a different. Nana took his was happy. You are calling it solid.
Thank you so much.
To sit on.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so we kept yours to make sure you have it today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, he's had 2 gifts, right?
You're not from Monty TV. You're not from Monty TV.
He has. Tell me about the other gift.
Mr. Sylvester Fisher. What's his name?
Yeah. You see?
That was a fishy deal.
This one is a real deal. All right, nice. So yours is the Bukom Banku and Haiti Palace.
Yes, but I mean among other very.
So I guess you're one of those who panicked when you heard Bukom Banku had died.
No, I didn't panic.
Why?
Oh, death will come to all of us one day.
So how did you feel when he came back and eventually apologized for killing himself?
Well, I thought that was a very silly act. He just corrected his silliness. I mean, nothing more to that. But some people, when they're in the limelight, you know, do a lot of things to stay relevant, as I always say.
Like he recently beat somebody just to stay relevant?
No, that wasn't meant to stay relevant. I think he has a very short fuse, so the fuse went off and he forgot who he was. That, you know, if you're a popular person, especially a boxer, you don't beat up people. Yeah. You know, so they do that. You remember Kofi B's
robbery.
You know, robbery, botched robbery.
Yeah, Nana Burroughs accident.
Yeah, so supposed to bring business.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wonder why they get that kind of, where they get those ideas and who encourages them to implement such silly, you know, things. But it's part of being a show business person, I guess. Maybe we haven't been there, so we won't know.
We don't understand.
Do you want to be there at all?
Well, I mean, a little show business hurts no one.
It doesn't, really. It doesn't.
It hurts no one.
Yeah.
We may never get to where they are. But if we do, perhaps we understand the thinking process that goes into such very silly acts.
That's true.
Okay, so Bisakede describes Chatawale as a comedian.
Really?
His fans are not really crazy about his music, the quality of his music, but it's just his style as a dancehall artist that gets them very fascinated.
Is it not part of the package?
He feels that they are not just happy about not the song, but the personality, the style. Not really the personality, but the style, the dancehall style he adopts. That's how he describes the whole thing.
What did he say this?
On Atom FM.
To me, okay. Because see, these days there have been a lot of stories that have come from spoof blogs. You know, that you end up talking about it,
and eventually you've been fooled. You
know, like the Coco Bata story, like you know, like Nisbel on Samini, you know, a whole lot of them. Sometimes these days I'm a big question. I want to know if he said it on radio.
I think he was
context.
Okay, so so let's take a listen. Let's take a listen. Yeah.
To me, you know, me feel say there's one thing Ghanaians are not seeing Ewo Shatta Wale. I think he's a comedian, but you don't know.
On top of, no, you're not a comedian. No?
Yes, because he makes everybody happy. What I say?
It is true.
It's very true. So, this is
business discovery.
Yes. Obia huna na neniaji.
Neniaji.
What I say?
Shatta, you are a comedian. Shatta Wale. Olabawo. This is the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is good. Wama music industry, you know,
it's a very album, like any
interesting.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. So, especially dancehall music. Ama first na go for each other and dancehall music, but Shatta Wale eba scene mo no. Yes, wama sisi a obia. As ticket to dancehall, what you say?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Omo dey afra hip life, no. And I think it's a good omen. Yeah.
Shatta Wale is a comedian, Bisakede says.
Maybe he may just pull a surprise like Ifya Schwarzenegger did at the Ghana TV Awards. You never know. He may try stand-up
comedy
at some point. Now probably he doesn't know. Bisakede seems to have seen something. He may act on it. You may never know.
Well, I think in context. I mean, listening to him and looking at the context, you know, for which he said that, I think I would say that he probably didn't get the right word he wanted to use.
He lacked the vocabulary, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, he wanted, in my view, to say that Shatta Wale is more than just a musician. You know, yeah, he has a charismatic character. He brings to his fans, you know, some sort of happiness than an ordinary musician.
He makes his fans laugh as well as dance.
Would do, you know. So, in that context, he's not saying it in a derogatory manner.
Yes.
Take it easy.
In a derogatory manner. Yeah,
that's all.
But to give him plaudits that apart from being a good musician, he's also somebody who brings happiness to.
Someone who is funny. Yeah.
No, but really, let me ask this one. When you see Shatta Wale, do you feel tickles?
I'm not a girl.
But tickle means, are you tickled to laugh? You tickle you to laugh.
Tickled, I'm happy, but Shatta, no.
Okay, so when you see Shatta Wale, does it make you laugh?
Well, he reminds me of Shabarangs, you know. I mean, the look. And yes, and I think he doesn't shy away from it, because when you watch his selfie videos, the ones he made, he deliberately likes to have that look. One, it could be for intimidation purposes, you know, because remember, the harder a guy looks, the more intimidating he is. Number two,
really?
Fearful, you know, but still loved by his mother.
Does he really intimidate?
Yeah, to a large extent. I mean, looking at him, looking at people, his enemies, and calling Mr. Ayowa, De Apotoyowa, and things like he's looking at you, trying to scare you, is an intimidation factor. But when you get to speak to him, you realize he's actually opposite of what he's portraying. So that means all those things are just acts.
But most people will not get to the point where they'll speak to him.
Exactly.
So then whatever facade he puts on is what everybody takes.
Because remember Shabba? You remember those days Shabba? Shabba would just go, oh, you know, it was a bedroom bullet. You know, that kind of thing, that husky male machoism thing. Is all to just scare the opponents. Case closed. But like what I just saw, he's a charismatic character, no doubt about it. He mounts the stage. Everything he says is funny. But remember, you don't get to that level for nothing. You work to get to that level. Like comedians. Everything Funny Face says now is funny, even when it's not funny. It's because you're already expecting something funny from him.
Some people even see him and start smiling before he opens his mouth to say anything.
No, but you see, the moment you make a mistake to catch his attention, he stops to dance for you sometimes.
Who, Funny?
Funny Face.
Oh, really?
Over that's it, but that's part of
it. Like me, I mean, I see Mr. Ewan and start laughing. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't have to say
anything. It is very true.
Oh, Mr. B, you see the one?
Mr. B, it's very true.
Yeah, the one that makes you run
That is very true. Yeah, that's
and he really did say it. The fact that he put his picture there and wrote that thing.
Okay, so Kwakese is back in studio recording already.
What can you say, Brackwell? I think this is what he does best. He feels at home he feels at home in the studio.
I think he was sick.
When smart, it doesn't matter. Sick people can sing, right?
No, I mean people can sing today and they are
well tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why they are parent. Exactly. All starts with a B. You know, I mean, come on. When Smart sees a microphone or a camera, he's great. I think Uncle Francis, when you see a pen, or these days is a QWERTY keyboard, right? When you see one, you're happy because then you just type away. As for Gladys, I don't know, when he seems to read it, just laugh. You know, but point is, that's what he does.
Then you smile.
When I see bearded people,
you know, I left my beard for you.
Oh, please give me a break for this one. But you're trying, you get there.
Yeah.
You know. So I think Kwao just wants to forget about some of the things. Because remember, writing music is not easy. Memory and all those things comes to play. So definitely you may forget some of the, you know, terrible things you've gone through. But unfortunately, that thing is still there waiting for him. The unknown, the fear factor. It really, really is hurting. So I think we still need to pray for him. All those of us who like him and love him. Yeah. But I wish them well. I think they're going to do great things.
And I think it's a good recovery tactic for him as well. Like Nana said, I mean, it's therapy. I mean, he's been in there. He fell sick, tried bail a few times, didn't work. Finally, he gets the bail. He comes out. I mean, if I were in his shoes, I think I would definitely do something similar. If I'm a creative person, I definitely try to enter my creative zone so I can forget about what has happened to me the past almost a month. So that at least when I finally go back to court, I go refreshed, knowing that, okay, I'm coming to face to face whatever charges I have to face. And I don't have any excess luggage. If I'm supposed to carry 20 kg, I have 20 kg.
Yeah, actually, literally speaking, I mean, he's lost weight.
Prophecy has lost weight?
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, he looks like a worm now.
Really? He does. I don't you think it's because he now has a smart card?
Well, I mean, smart card, okay. This man has a smart card.
That's why, because they are taking the smart thing.
Okay. The point is, I mean, the creative person is always creativity is a release, you know, an escape, you know, for the creative person.
I prefer that to the release.
Yeah, an escape for the creative. I remember in his song, Samini says, "Well, the music keeps the music man alive."
Exactly.
You know, that's really what they do. That's what they live by and live for, really. So, if he has gone through that process of, you know, spending Christmas and the days before that behind bars and comes down at a certain point, I think as a creative person, one of the first things he would do to get back to that escape is to hit the studio.
What he's comfortable.
You know, what he's comfortable in doing, and that is going to the studio to do music. But I must say that once again, I'm very enthralled by D Black's business
acumen,
and savviness. You know. This is an opportunity.
It is a big opportunity.
Gentleman has no manager. Let's latch on it. Takes him to the studio.
And you can imagine now everybody is watching out for that track. How did he sound? How did he sound after?
It's a business juggernaut.
Because don't forget,
also contributes much in terms of creativity to the music, but in terms of the business aspect,
he's got it.
He's already riding on Seho with Castro. Now he's going to do it.
But you see, that's what Akonana tried out, and now Uncle Francis wants to pull him off stage and cane him.
No, that's Uncle Francis's wife.
Right, but let me quickly find out from you three. What 3 elements do you think make a good musician, a good artist?
The music, the personality, and fans, are they accepted?
Okay.
Plus, you need showmanship as well. Okay, maybe that's the personality Uncle Francis talks about.
Okay.
And I think you also need that.
This one, there's a topic.
X factor.
Thank you, X factor. I didn't want to say it X factor. I was trying to see if I could get it that way. But yes, you need that X factor. And if you write yourself, you also need that creativity to be able to write beautiful,
the diverse
timeless
creativity
pieces. Because I mean, sometimes you listen to some of the very old music and it sounds like something that was written just yesterday. But
I always
really
listen to Papa Yankson, and I'm yet to come to terms with a new Papa Yankson from the new generation.
See? Because sometimes I listen to Luther Vandross. I know he's dead, but there are a few songs of his I didn't know before he died. I hear it and I'm like, wait, did Luther just... Oh, sorry, he died.
Yeah.
Indeed. I think, one, you need to be crazy, you know, because musicians are not just ordinary people. You need to get to that zone. Kojo will tell you the time, as in like time proper, when he writes his songs, and you'll be amazed sometimes at dawn when everybody else is asleep, you know, and that's when the creativity comes in. And then I think the ability to do meditation, and that I think is Bob Marley, you know, and most of the time that's why I think people talk about these guys going into marijuana and all sorts of hard drugs, you know, because that puts you into some realm that, you know, your ordinary mind will not necessarily take you there, you know. And then maybe to a large extent some charisma as well, because remember there have been great artists who did well in studios, but their careers didn't last long because they couldn't perform it. And in this era of technology destroying almost everything music, you need that kind of thing that could enable you to do some touring and all that. For instance, I was speaking to this gentleman, King David. And King David, we seem to have forgotten all about him here in Ghana. But guess what? If you see his calendar for this year, 2015, tours all over Europe and the Americas, it is crazy.
I see, like Afro Moses is doing.
Exactly. You know, so he himself asked me, I should look at him well and be honest with him. Because I'm a critic, he thinks I can be honest. I say, Chief, I can only do that when camera is rolling. Out of the camera, no, I can't say Jack, you know. He said, is something wrong with him? Do Ghanaians think of him as a very bad person? I said, no, and I asked him why. He says he doesn't get any recognition here, and it's not just him, and lots of them. So assuming he didn't get to tour outside, what happens to him? Because no royalties, no this, no that, and even what to eat sometimes is a problem. You should just take a visit to Gamro and see these old people coming there. Some of them come and they don't even have transportation to go back because the sharing is not yet in. And assuming they even share, one guy I was there, they actually gave him 120 CDs. The man sat down, he's 82 years old. He said, even my transport back will take almost 60. And my medication alone is 200 Ghana, 2 million. And you're giving me 1.2. What do I do with it? That's a sad story.
That really
one day you guys can take it up and then...
Sure, we will. Let me also, I don't know how much of Obra you watched. Nana, were you grown then?
Oh, goodness.
Did she really ask you that question?
You see?
He thinks you are smart.
Seriously,
I was watching Obra.
You meant to say smart.
No, you see, you talk about intimidation. I need to try out that and see if you feel intimidated.
And you have to go on the age bit.
Okay, so
I told you I only call Uncle Francis out of respect, not because he's like, you know.
Don't
get emotional.
Yeah. Or you want to share your age?
All I say is just watch the green hair.
I have a couple of grades too.
7, 8. Okay, it's like 25.
See, Uncle Francis has more.
Use your phone. Every evening, the wife will say, Papa,
okay, so it's funny what I'm going to talk about. It's a sad news, but
oh no,
you're making us laugh like that.
Well, for me, it's a celebration of life. It's a celebration of life. So for the fact that they one time put on our screen something that kept us glued to the TV set, nobody wanted to get out. And I remember around that time, if anybody sent a child, the child would do that, you would go. You can't say you would not go. But you do that within very few seconds that you usually would not do. That's something that would usually take you more than an hour. You're able to do that within a few minutes because you need to get back and watch Obra. And so veteran actress Lily Amiel, popularly known as Nanaya of the Obra drama series on television, has been reported dead. According to the Daily Graphic, she died at age 55. Yes, she died at age 55. So we'll keep you posted as and when the funeral arrangements are made known to the public. But the leader of the Opera drama group, Amankwa Mpofo, actually described the late actress as a versatile player and a very friendly person. She joined the Opera group in 1989, and the late Nanaya, she was also a panelist of a radio station. She joined them to help out with Obadana program, and she may her soul rest. Peace FM, yeah. May her soul rest in perfect peace. I had to create blanks for Francis to fill in for me.
You knew Francis, you know I feel it.
Yeah, he did just that.
And as you mentioned, Manny, you didn't die, did you?
So
you haven't docked your salary to have there.
It might even go up.
Oh, don't get it twisted.
So that's quite unfortunate. But our veteran actress,
I saw her in a few of the new ones they have been showing on GTV.
Opera.
Yeah.
They still do
They still do.
Yeah,
now they actually go out to shoot. They don't do the studio anymore.
Okay. Okay. Mini movies.
Yeah. Top title.
Okay.
Drama on the move kind of thing.
Okay. Okay, I see. So she featured in one of those, a couple of those, I guess. Okay, that really is a blow for us because it gave me the opportunity to go on YouTube, and they really have done well. They have their series uploaded on YouTube. Yeah, some of the episodes, and I watched a couple of them, and I was like, whoa! I mean, these are very interesting memories.
Because you were too young then to have.
I wasn't. It was just refreshing. When was the last time you watched opera? Mame Dokno in opera.
I said you were too young then to understand.
No, but
did you watch Kiteke?
I did. When was the last time you
started
watching?
That was quick. Please. You're not going to leave her, are you? You just have the can you finish it, please?
No. When was the last time? When was the last time you watched the character?
Apart from Station Master.
Even that, she wouldn't know.
No. Who is the host here? Who is in control here?
Oh, you are the hostess.
Thank you.
Sorry, so
when was the last time you watched Mame Dokno in opera?
Oh yeah, I haven't watched her in a long time. But I was old enough then to properly understand the languages asking back then.
No, but
without even going back
she went off.
She did.
And then she started by the fire side.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay, enjoy your youth.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah. It's fine, no rush, no rush.
Okay, the problem is 1-1. The draw is 1-1.
Do you even count yours as a score? It's like a no contest. Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, I take powers and then and you are calling it a
all right, so let me also try to find out. We seem to have a lot of our celebrities.
But before then, I wanted to touch briefly on the lady.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
I think Rockstone said it better. Shows like Osofodaze, we all miss, you know.
Yeah.
And there was, I think this last year also, Odompo also died. But he's from the other side.
He's from this.
Oh, he's from these people. So 2 people within a short time. That's a serious issue. I think Obra brings a lot of memories, you know. Those were times when black and white TV was very popular.
And do you remember the role she was playing in opera?
Most of the
she was often very antagonistic. Is that
Ogenge?
Oh,
you remember the name Ogenge? Okay.
Quarrelsome.
Oh, exactly. Very quarrelsome. Always.
Yeah.
And that made me not like her. She wasn't my favorite actor then. That was before, exactly. That was before I understood.
Then he was young and he did not understand what really went
into. You said that he was smart as very young. He's the least person on this panel.
Okay, yes, you just said enjoy your youth. I am enjoying it.
Enjoy your youth.
You the old man can
Exactly.
continue.
Can you imagine? You see this one now, they use disposable shaving sticks. After you put the blade in there,
Screw it.
You use it, you take it, and then
Afterwards you wash it, put it back.
No, don't worry.
come on, man.
If I know that, then okay, no comment.
Yeah. But you know, 15. That's about 15 years ago, and how much were they earning after each play?
Oh,
how would I know?
They were not earning much. You know, they were not. Most of the people who
like
acted
2,000 Ghana cedis, no 2,000 cedis then.
Back then.
Now it will be 20 pesos.
What are you talking about?
It was about 2 CDs now.
Now it's like 2 CDs.
Like
okay.
today, 2 CDs.
You know, the point is that back then
they were not doing it for the.
You know, they were not doing it like full time.
Okay.
They worked, and then they also even now. I mean, some of the people who are
them. That's true.
Like Fred
But how come we are not able to pay them well?
how come Ghana, we don't pay ourselves well, first of all?
Yeah, how come?
It's a sad situation.
You know how much you'd be paid if you were on, say, BBC?
I have an idea, my dear. I have researched on that one already.
Ooh, can you imagine with all this?
I have a good idea.
You know how much they pay the super sport panelists?
Yes. Ask me
like
what.
Sami Kufuor, 10,000 per city.
Ask me if I have researched why.
That's like somebody's 5 years.
Katie, I dedicate this session to you.
Oh, sir, man. But it's not Katie's fault. I mean, it's the economy.
The size of the economy determines. So you cannot compare what somebody earns as
BBC, CNN.
No, I mean like even an actor.
Okay.
Here to what somebody say in some other countries, in UK or something. I mean, we just have to know our level in terms of the economy. And even then, the economy was not as good as it is
today.
Now. True. Look at the now.
Even the now, people want to occupy Ghana. Can you imagine back then? What if they say people were alive there? What they would have done?
Unfortunately for them, Mr. Rollins was around then. So
oh yeah.
You
know what I mean? But the one we have now is Ethiopia.
I beg, now he has the sole copyright of Ethiopia.
Okay, so come for royalty. He's the one who, according to Tabel, has an army.
All right, so what advice can we offer to our musicians who they seem to be landing themselves in too many troubles around their necks? What advice would each of you, in your own way, offer to them? If they would take at all.
Which musician?
I think it might have to be.
Was in trouble. I don't remember.
No, but even if let's even put aside trouble, but we seem to have a lot of our musicians, you know, one way or the other, they are role models. What can we say to them? I think someday we all need to be giving ourselves some form of encouragement and a piece of advice to shape the way we go in our paths. Because once you're on screen and you do something that puts your name out there, you become a role model. Children learn from you.
But let me put you on this point. I mean, it's not most of them. I think it's rather the minority who find themselves in trouble, and it rubs off, you know, everybody else. But I think it is to be expected that if you are a public figure, a lot more is expected of you. So the little you do is magnified, and then it is what's the word? Interpreted as though you've done something very great. I mean, I could say a lot of things. I could post a lot of things on my Facebook that somebody like very popular musicians can, because it will be interpreted in a different way.
That's true.
So, but it has to also be said that if you are in that position, then you should know how to carry yourself around. You should know that because eyes are on you, the things you do will be interpreted differently from how the ordinary person on the street, like myself,
you think you're an ordinary person?
will be
allow him to enjoy
his ordinary.
His psychology.
Advice, it is to the minority who end up in trouble. But it also has to be said that sometimes the trouble is in itself part of the publicity.
You
know, because as some people say, especially Mark Tonto, may so rest in peace, there's no publicity that's bad publicity.
Depends on how you spin it.
Depends on how you spin it and how you use it to your advantage when it happens. But as much as possible, you try to be within limits of your activities, you know, the law especially the law, because if the law catches up with you, yes, there may be people going to beg and say things and eventually but before they you come out and sometimes the damage is too much.
Okay, right. National Theatre is
his advice.
Nee, you have any advice for?
Okay, yeah,
a smart
He's a smart one.
Well, sometimes
please, if you don't have, don't worry.
Exuberance that pushes some of these people to do things in the extreme. And like Francis said, no publicity is bad publicity. But if you want to put some PR gimmick out there, think twice about it.
Okay.
Weigh the pros and the cons before you do it. Like Bukumba, who said he came back to apologize for killing himself. I mean, what's the point in saying that you've killed yourself and you come back to come and apologize for killing yourself?
He didn't mean to die.
Yeah, he didn't mean to die. Fine. But, so I mean, if I know we're in an era where because of social media, things go fast, and people try to take advantage of situations to make themselves look more relevant and more important. Yeah. So if you are planning with your team or yourself that, oh, Charlie, I think I'm fading to the background, I need to come out. Yeah. Do something
a bit more. Light the fire small.
Yeah. But let it be lighting in the proper way, because if you don't light well, you
burn
blow.
Yourself.
Exactly.
Okay. Anybody has an idea the shutting down of National Theatre for how many days?
Well, yes, I heard of that.
Okay.
That usually around this time, because there are a lot of activities in December and all that. Usually in January, they close it a little to do some, minor maintenance.
Okay.
So that they can open it again and people can rent it. So, it's part of the
it's a routine
theaters.
something.
Yeah,
okay.
It's part of their plan every year.
Okay.
To shut it for a little and do some minor maintenance.
The dome. The same excuse was given about the dome, which never opened. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for the dome, we all know that because of the risk factor of it was properly closed. Okay. Just that people put a wrap on it so that, because there have been a lot of, there are companies in Ghana whose health and safety check is so high that they will shut your event down and they will shut your venue down as well. So that was what happened to the dome. Okay.
Next week when we come, we'll talk about events. 2014, you mentioned what you deemed the biggest, but I think the biggest event of all, 90s Jam. That was my biggest event. Don't try to ask questions.
Early 2015. Okay, it was the last event for 2014.
It ended 2014. It happened in 2015, but it ended 2014.
And
that
could
was
you just in a few seconds give us why you think it was the biggest?
I said next week when we come, we'll talk about events.
Now, were you there?
I was.
You didn't see her dance. My God.
Did she dance?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Nana dance?
Yeah, I saw him.
Next week.
I couldn't find my.
Okay, so. And we also. Polychem, where are they? We'll talk about that next week. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll gossip a bit next week. Yeah. Next week, let's do some gossip next week. I'll make time for gossip.
Won't there be a lot more
that's what I get paid.
Things to talk about.
We'll make it important. Make it important. It's been a pleasure coming your way with the white carpet. We do really appreciate your time. Do join us again next week when we come your way with another edition. Thank you so much. My name once again is Gladys Osei Oredu, and my lovely greetings to all of you out there who made time with us. Francis also says hi. And Nee wants to say thank you to Horseman Shoes for the gift of shoes, black pair of shoes, very beautiful. Can anybody take a shot of Nee's shoes for me? Can we see these shoes? They are sleek. TWC gifts. We give very sleek and
the president wears Horseman shoes.
I'm wearing Horseman shoes.
Then you can dance to Ethiopia for free.
I can dance for free.
For free, yeah.
I like it.
Let's pretend.
Right, so thank you so much, and do make a date with us next week. But you can always catch a repeat of the white carpet on Joy News on Multi TV at every Sunday 9:30 p.m. So do make a date tomorrow to catch a repeat, and if you did not watch, just make a date with us Sunday 9:30 p.m. on Joy News on Multi TV. Thank you so much.
Bye. Let's go.